In the wild world, sutu are often seen as unrivaled predators. But there are times when their confidence comes at a price. When the target is the African tiro urung, the hunt can quickly turn into a nightmare. This animal possesses extraordinary strength and a fierce fighting spirit, ready to counterattack at all costs. With sharp horns and a massive body, the chorung is not easily subdued. A single individual can fight off an entire pride of sutu, and if necessary, the herd will return to rescue its kind. Not only physically strong, the chorung also stands out for its highly developed social structure. They live in large herds, up to hundreds of individuals, with adult males taking on protective roles, while females and calves are placed at the center of the formation. When predators like sutu attack, the chorung do not immediately flee. Instead, they gather in a defensive circle, placing calves and females in the middle. Adult males face outwards for direct confrontation. This defensive tactic causes many sutu hunts to fail before they even begin. Sutu, with all their strength and keen hunting instincts, still have to consider carefully.
When deciding to attack the chorung, a mature chorung can easily toss a sutu.
With its sharp horns, or trample an enemy under its hooves. Many sutu have been injured,
Even died in failed hunts. The tactic of sutu is to try to separate a young chorung
or a weaker adult from the herd. They usually attack from behind, trying to exhaust the prey by clawing and clinging to its back. But if the prey resists long enough, just a few members of the herd realize the situation, the entire herd will immediately counterattack. In that case, the sutu almost have no chance. Many chases end when the entire herd of chorung fiercely pursues the predators, forcing them to flee in panic. They live in large herds, up to hundreds of individuals, with adult males taking on protective roles. They not only defend but also actively pursue and even relentlessly attack the predator, turning the sutu from hunter to hunted. It's no coincidence that the chorung is called the storm of the savannah. Despite the danger, the chorung remains an ideal prey with high nutritional value.
A single adult chorung can feed an entire pride of sutu for many days. Therefore, in times of hunger, sutu still brave the danger to hunt chorung.
They use complex tactics, such as splitting into ambush groups, causing panic in the chorung herd to break their formation, or waiting for an opportunity when a calf separates from its mother while drinking. However, even with these tactics, success is never guaranteed. Because if the mother chorung detects them in time, they will charge at the enemy without hesitation. Although sutu are the main predators of chorung, on the African savannah, there are still many other predators who sometimes dare to bravely attack chorung, and the result is severe consequences.
With muscular strength, sharp horns, and a united herd mentality, chorung not only defend effectively, but also pose a real threat to overly ambitious predators. Linko often use group tactics to attack prey, including calves or injured urung. However, they misjudged, thinking they could overpower a lone individual. In one ambush, a linko pack approached a mother chorung and her calf, but before they could strike, the mother chorung lowered her head and charged with incredible speed. One linko was tossed into the air, while the others fled in panic. Not stopping there, the chorung herd arrived as reinforcements, trampling the slow-footed linko. The hunt turned into a disaster. The linko realized that an angry chorung could be more dangerous than an entire pride of sutu.
Bao Hua Mai rarely hunt adult chorung, but when it spotted a lone calf near the forest edge, its hunting instinct surged. It silently pounced, biting the calf's neck. However, The desperate cry awakened the mother Chorung's rage. Without hesitation, the adult Chorung charged like an arrow, forcing the Beao Huamai to release its prey and climb straight up a tree. It was lucky to escape death but broke a claw. For many hours, the Chorung herd surrounded the base of the tree, not leaving. The Bao Huamai could only silently wait until nightfall, when the Chorung herd gradually dispersed before daring to escape. This was a costly lesson for the lone predator. Chohuang are masters of tactics. They usually hunt in large packs, coordinating extremely well to take down prey. But in one attack, targeting a calf, the pack of Chohuang made a mistake by not realizing the Chorung herd was very close. When one Chohuang latched onto the calf's leg, a desperate cry echoed. Immediately, two adult male Chorung appeared, charging straight into the pack of Chiawang. One Chiawang was gored, breaking its ribs, while the others scattered and fled. The encounter lasted only a few minutes, but it was enough for the Chowang pack to retreat and never dared to approach that Chorung herd again. Biao Sen, the fastest cat on the planet, usually only hunts small gazelles or hares. But a young and inexperienced Bao Sen foolishly chose a calf as its target. After a stealthy stalk and a lightning-fast charge, the Bao Sen thought everything would be easy. But the mother Chorung's reaction was faster than its speed. In just an instant, the Chorung used its head to gore the Bao Sen's side, causing it to roll on the ground. Lucky not to be trampled to death, the Bao Sen fled for its life with an injured hind leg. From the top of the dune, it looked back and realized that strength is not always inferior to speed. Although very rare, sometimes confrontations between Chorung and Voi are recorded. Both species are highly territorial and do not hesitate to chase each other away from water sources or grazing grounds. However, in most cases, Chorung will avoid Voi, a much larger and more powerful animal. Just one trunk raise from a Voi is enough to make the entire Chorung herd retreat. Not only facing predators, Chorung also have a high ability to adapt to harsh conditions. They can run long distances, swim across rivers, and live in arid or swampy lands. When in danger, they can rush into ponds or flooded areas to avoid being attacked.
Because many predators do not like to operate in water, Chorung not only run to escape, but also run to counterattack.
When predators appear in their territory, the male Chorung will actively approach to threaten and drive them away. Although very rare, sometimes confrontations between Chorung and Voi are recorded. Despite the harsh wilderness and ever-present enemies, African Teorung are not only known for their physical strength, but also for their reproductive strategy, which is well suited to the harsh wilderness environment. The breeding season usually occurs year-round, but peaks at the end of the rainy season. When food sources are more abundant and environmental conditions are more favorable for raising calves. After a gestation period of about 11 months, female Chorung usually give birth to one calf. Newborn calves weigh about 35 to 45 kilograms and can stand up just a few minutes after birth. Their strong survival instinct helps them quickly learn to walk, find their mother's udder, and integrate into the herd.
In the first few hours, the mother and calf will separate from the main herd to avoid being detected by predators.
Then rejoin the herd with strict protection from the adults. In the first few months of life, calves are always placed in the center of the moving formation, with a solid layer of protection from the large Chorung. They suckle their mother's milk until about 6 to 8 months of age. Then gradually switch to a grass diet and begin to learn social behaviors within the herd. Chorung reach reproductive age at about 4 to 5 years old. Young males often leave the herd when they mature, to live in bachelor groups before returning to compete for mating rights when they are strong and experienced enough. African trâu rừng were once widely distributed across grasslands, swamps, and open woodlands in most sub-Saharan African countries. Today, they are still present in large numbers in national parks and reserves. However, in areas outside protected zones, one of the most serious threats comes from humans, including illegal hunting, conflicts with farmers, and habitat loss due to agricultural expansion, urbanization, and infrastructure development. In addition, trâu rừng are also susceptible to infectious diseases from livestock, such as foot and mouth disease, bovine tuberculosis, or anthrax. When one individual is infected, the spread rate within the herd is very fast, due to their herd living habits and close contact. Climate change and prolonged droughts also seriously affect the survival of trâu rừng, especially during pregnancy and calf care. The lack of water sources and green vegetation increases mortality rates, reducing the quality of the population in the long term. Although not yet classified as an endangered species, African trâu rừng still need to be strictly monitored and protected, to avoid following the path of many other large species that have gone extinct due to human pressure. National parks like Serengeti, Kruger, Okavango, and Maasai Mara are places where trâu rừng still thrive. With clear conservation plans and effective monitoring, the future of African trâu rừng depends on a combination of habitat conservation, human management, and research investment. Not only an important link in the savannah ecosystem, trâu rừng are also a symbol of collective strength, unity, and the impressive resilience of the wild. Dear friends, that concludes our video today.
Sau khi xem video hôm nay, bạn có suy nghĩ gì không? Bạn có ý tưởng hay đóng góp nào muốn gửi đến ban biên tập chương trình không?
So that the admin can make better videos? Please quickly comment your opinions below in the comment section. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell to support the admin. And watch the latest and best videos from the editorial board, everyone. Goodbye, and see you in the next videos. Bye-bye. One of the most serious threats comes from humans, including illegal hunting, conflicts with farmers, and habitat loss due to agricultural expansion. The massive buffalo, cornered but defiant, fought back with incredible force. The lioness was thrown clear, but the danger was far from over. The buffalo, steadfast and strong, fights for its survival against the pride. With a powerful heave, the challenger is thrown aside. The buffalo refused to surrender. With a powerful surge, it threw the lioness from its back, a dramatic moment in this timeless struggle for survival. The buffalo, a symbol of untamed power, fiercely defends its ground. With a mighty heave, it casts the lioness aside. In the heart of the savannah, the great buffalo stood its ground. A sudden, powerful twist sent the lioness flying through the air. Despite the odds, the great buffalo defended itself fiercely, proving to the lions that it would not be easy prey today. Though surrounded, the great buffalo would not yield. With a powerful heave, it dislodged the attacker, preparing for the true challenge. The buffalo refused to yield. In a spectacular display of strength, it cast the attacker aside. In the heart of the savannah, a desperate struggle for survival unfolds. The buffalo fights fiercely against the pride. The buffalo, a symbol of raw power, refused to yield to the circling pride.